we continue our interviews at FIAR 2015 with Mr. Igor ALEKSEEV. Welcome to FIAR.
Thank you so much. Yes, we are happy to be here. Yeah.
We are happy to have you here year after year and maybe get your feedback from each edition. You've been to Brasov last year?
Yes, I was in Brasov last year. It was very interesting for me. It's very useful because we are doing business in Romanian markets. We would like to continue on business here.
About business we're talking today, and especially about the reinsurance business in your region. So how much, speaking about Russia now, how much the devaluation of the national currency affected the cost of the reinsurance abroad and the company's business as a whole?
Yes, of course, maybe you're aware, maybe you remember, it's devaluation of ruble was very strong, especially at the end of last year. The devaluation was doubled, which affected our position. It's our ability to pay hard currency premium in hard currency. Of course, many companies restructured the excess reinsurance protection in order to cut costs in respect of premium, which will be ceded abroad. Russian insurance market is placing reinsurance business on excess of loss basis, not on proportional. In this case, we don't see any big cash flow in hard currency which is going to abroad. That's no problem. I don't see any big problem for Russian insurance markets to pay premium in hard currency after devaluating, ruble devaluating. But now the situation is getting much better because the ruble now is getting stronger. Yes, if at the end of last year the rate was 70 rubles for $1, but now at 50. It's yes, it's much better.
If this isn't a problem for the local market, what would you describe as being the main problem for the development of the Russian insurance market?
The main problem is some classes of business which are loss-making for insurance industry, especially its motor business and compulsory MTPL business. Yes, absolutely. It's the same picture. It's all countries of Central Eastern European. But actually, we are trying, in some cases, we are trying not to sell insurance policies despite this regulated by compulsory legislation. But, for example, INGOSSTRAKH had to move our offices from town to villages in order not to sell insurance policies to our clients. It's not a secret, because it's loss-making business. But now the situation is improving because insurance regulatory took some measures to improve the situation. That's rates, tariffs for a compulsory MTPL business were increased by twice. Last year, from the 1st of October, by 40% after April this year. Moreover, we have a 20% of price corridor. Then the overall increasing maybe up to 60%. It's very good for insurance companies. I hope it will give very positive results to insurance industry who are vitally involved in the compulsory MTPL business, of course.
If you're trying to avoid the motor insurance nowadays, what are the main segments that you want to develop your business with?
Actually, we don't avoid to write this business, but we avoid to sell insurance policies in some regions where we see constant negative result. But as from motor insurance, INGOSSTRAKH, for example, is company number one in the markets. Our market share is 70%. We are continuing doing this business. It's a voluntary class of business. We can manage this. The results, we are trying to increase premiums. We introduce deductibles for our clients if we see the price very high.
In the context of the current economic sanctions that everybody talks about, one of the main topics becomes founding a national reinsurer. What is your opinion about this project?
You mean national reinsurer? It's a state reinsurance company. Yes, recently a reinsurance conference was held in Moscow. It was in April, and the representative of central bank, our national insurance regulator, presented in the conference, and he said about this company maybe set up. Yeah. Maybe this company will be based on the current existent insurance company, which now is operating in export-import trading insurance. Maybe it would be a new reinsurance company. But of course, it needs very huge capital. In my opinion, up to maybe $5 billion. In order to inject new capacity to the markets. Yes, of course, after sanctions which were implemented by USA and European Union, yes, we have some difficulties to place sanctioned, so-called sanctioned risks in many classes of business. If some problems in respect of cargo military cargo shipments were resolved, we using our internal capacity. We created an internal reinsurance pool involving many big insurance companies like SOGAS, INGOSSTRAKH, Alpha Insurance, and so on. For such classes of business like marine shipbuilders risk and maybe aviation military jets, where the sum insurance may reach up to $100 million. It's a problem now. In this case, possibly we need to be helped by a state reinsurance company. Why not? Yes.
So it could be a good idea in this context.
It depends on how this company, what principle or foundation this company will be. Now it's uncertain, a lot of uncertainties.
Okay. I will end with a question regarding your strategy of developing in the CE and the CIS. What are your main targets for the next period?
The main targets is keeping our current portfolio, which we have now. You know about the sovereign rating of Russia was downgraded by the international rating agencies. For my opinion, it's not honest in many aspects because Russia has very small sovereign debts. Of course, in many cases, it's a political gamble. It's a special pressure to Russian economy. But of course, in this case, a lot of insurance companies are suffering about this sovereign rating downgrading. But our rating now BB+. Of course, it's not sufficient to do business with Central and Eastern Europe. But at the same time, we have a very good business relation with our constant partners. They understand our problems. And we hope we will continue our business without any losses.
They have their own rating for you.
Yeah. I hope the rating will be increased maybe next year. We will see the political situation will be resolved over Ukraine crisis, of course, at first.
We'll be waiting for you next year to tell us what's the situation and what the new projects. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you so much.